There are a ton of amazing cards to buy for the long term, and a lot of them are relatively cheap. A lot of these cards that we're going through today have been falling in price. Now's a great time. We're going to be looking at 15 cards under $25 that you can grab right now, which are going to be very good to invest in for that long term, because we're going to see some pretty good gains from some of these in the future. So today we'll be looking at TCG player. Let's get into the first one. All right, we're kicking things off with a goodie. We have the Ghastly from Temporal Forces. Temporal Forces right now, in my opinion, is one of the best sets in the Scarlet and Violet era. Main sets, you know, with a booster box, of course. This is a beautiful card. A lot of people love this card. Price of this card has been all over the place, but now you can still get it for under $25, and I think it's a really good one. I really do. Even if the set gets reprinted, this is still going to be an absolute banger. We've seen the power of illustration rares, and especially fan favorite Pokemon, and this is definitely going to be one of them. So let's take a look at this one. This one has gone up 54% over the past 3 months, which is very, very impressive. This card has shown real potential. We go back over the past year, of course the set hasn't been out that long, but overall it's up 100%, which is pretty insane. Even if we look back over the past 6 months, or since this card came out, it was $12 and now at $24. Of course, when it was higher up, it was nearly $30 at 140%, but it has dropped a little bit, but still a very good performing card, and I think it'd be a good one to buy right now. Next up, we have the Chansey, another illustration rare from Twilight Masquerade. There's been a ton of cards from Twilight Masquerade which have just been performing incredibly well. They really, really have, and this set is just smashing things out of the park. We've got another Gen 1 Pokemon here, beautiful artwork, and this one is going to be a goodie. Already we've seen this card go up by 7% over the past 3 months. I mean, nothing crazy. We're not talking about Greninja level type stuff here, but this is still going to be a relatively good one at $15, of course. This set hasn't really been out that long, but overall it's gone up 20%. It was actually higher. It was up by 56% at one point, and it's dipped down a little bit, so now's even better time to pick up this Chansey. I think this is going to be a pretty good one. Definitely one to look out for from a good set like Twilight Masquerade. Next, from Paradox Rift, we have the Steelix. I've talked about this card a lot recently. It's because it's good. One, it's an amazing art, and two, Paradox Rift is a good set. It really is a good set. Along with Temporal Forces, I think they're very, very good ones. $18 for this card has been dropping ever so slightly. It's still up 55% as it was 3 months ago. We go over the last 6 months, this card is up by 50%. It did actually reach as high as 114%, and it's starting to cool off a little bit. That means it's even better time to pick it up. When things are like really high and then they start to fall, for me, that's the best time to pick them up. I like a bargain. I think this is a good one to get for under $20 right now, especially we saw it as high as 26. So it's going to be really interesting to see where this Steelix will end. But right now, for under $20, why not? Next, we're going with the Pidgeot from Obsidian Flames. Now, Pidgeot from Obsidian Flames is currently $11. Obsidian Flames is not the best set. It really isn't. I mean, some people would argue that it's the worst set so far in the Scarlet and Violet era. I think it's between this and base set, but I think base set might be a little bit better, in my opinion. So let's go through this one. This one's still a good card though, nonetheless. It's gone by 5% in the past 3 months, doing relatively, well. This set has been out for a while, so it has dropped. Over the past year, this card has dropped 32%. Now is a good time. For $11, now is a really good time. I mean, we've seen it actually bounce back, right? From $7.50 to $11. I know that doesn't sound like much, but when you're paying such a low cost, pretty good. So this card did actually, go from as high as $16, $17 down to that $7. So it's nice to see it bounce back up, and I think it will eventually get there. Don't forget, Obsidian Flames has been out a year, so it's pretty good. Still keeping with Obsidian Flames, we've got the Ninetails illustration rare, another beautiful illustration rare. My favorite card in the set. Absolutely stunning. We've seen the graded price of this. We did a video on this recently about the graded price of this, and it's crazy how much this can get in a 10. We're looking at $10. Again, we're not really breaking the bank on this one, but over the past 3 months, it's gone up by 100%. That is that's good. I'll say relatively good. That is good, right? We go the last 6 months, gone up by 58%. We go back over the past year, it's still down 17%. This goes to show like how crazy it was, right? So it was around $12. It did drop to as low as $5, and then it's really gained momentum recently. So this is still a good one to get. I think it's going to be a good one. Like I say, Obsidian Flames been out a year. Not the best set. People don't really want to open it, but now's a good time to get some of the cards. On to Paldea Evolved. We got the Chi, we got the fish, not the Magikarp. We got the other fish coming in. Special illustration rare, $25. This one's a really interesting one because Over the past 3 months, gone by 52%, which is, you know, very good. But we can see that it was higher, right? It was $40 and it's dropped down to $25. It was a 135% increase. Over the past year, don't forget Paldea Evolved is a set that's performing extremely well on the seal product purposes. It's gone by overall $35. One thing I will point out with Paldea Evolved is a lot of these packs of this set aren't really in supplemental products. They don't really put in, for some reason, much Paldea Evolved or any Paldea Evolved in things like collection boxes and tins and the like. It's quite an interesting one. But yeah, overall, the fish still up on the year, but it has that potential to get back to where it once was at 25, going up to nearly $40. We've got Scarlet Violet base set. We've got the Rolts, another great illustration rare. Scarlet Violet base has actually been doing okay. Sounds weird, right? Booster boxes are now reaching basically $100 a box. We're now looking at, you know, some of the single cards also going up in price. So this one here is $8.50. It's dropped by 3% over the past few months. Over the past year, it's dropped by about 10%. Why is this one a good one to get? Because of the PSA 10 price. I did a video on this recently. It's crazy, like the Ninetails. You know, if you're getting a 10, you're basically like 15 times your money. It's like over $100 in a PSA 10. This is obviously it's a chance to get in a PSA 10, but when you're only paying $8.50, that's just not too bad. So this one you can definitely look out for under $10. We're going to Sword and Shield. We've got a collection here. This is all clumped into one. We've got the legendary doggos. We've got Suicune, Raichu, and my boy Ente. All of these are incredible cards from Crown Zenith. Crown Zenith is getting more expensive. We've seen the gold V-Stars going up in price. We've seen the Leafeon and the Glaceon going up. But the doggos, what about the doggos? We're looking at $19 for the Suicune. It has dropped from 30, so that would have been 88% increase. But overall, you know, 17%. Not the best, but it has that potential to get back up to where it once was. Over the past year, this card is still up 13%, which is good, you know, still good. But we want to get it back up to there, and I think it will. I think as time goes on, because of how strong Crown Zenith is, I think this will be a good one. And then we've got my boy Ente coming in. I've clumped these together just because they're great, right? We're looking at $18 here, so pretty similar. This one is up overall 25%, which is very good. It was up 84%, just got a little bit of room to bounce back. But over the past year, it's still up 36%. So overall, a very good card for under $20. The artwork is incredible. This is going to be a good one. And then finally, we have Raichu out of the 3 at $18. This was the cheapest out of the 3. This one's gone up by only 9% over the past 3 months. But over the past year, this card's gone up 6%. So nowhere near as good as the other two, but still really good, right? You've got to get it as a collection. Of course, you've got to get all 3. But yeah, Raichu is an awesome card. And, you know, it did go up to a 40% increase, but it's now dropped down a little bit. So a nice one to get there. Moving on, we've got Silver Tempest with the Alphabet Soup Unknown V coming in. Oh, up, right? We've seen Lugia do very well. We've seen a lot of the big arts do very well in the Sword and Shield era. And they have. But, you know, let's take a look at this one. We're looking at $18. Over the past 3 months, this one's actually bounced back quite well and gained 28%. We look over the year, though, it's dropped 22%. And this is one of the cheapest arts that you can probably get just in the whole of the Sword and Shield era. Silver Tempest, you know, it's getting a lot harder to get hold of. Things get more expensive. Pull rates aren't the best, but we are seeing this card bounce back. I mean, yes, overall it has dropped by 22%, but we have seen, like I say, an increase. Nearly at 50%, but it's dropped down a little bit. So under $20, still relatively good. Then on to Lost Origin, we've got the Galarian Berserker. We're not talking about the Giratina. If we can get that for under 25, that'd be pretty good, right? But no, we got the Berserker. Do like the artwork. Again, artwork from Lost Origin. Lost Origin is getting silly expensive. $22, $19, gone by 22% over the past 3 months, down from a high of 23, so not dropped by much. Over the past year, this card is still down 25%. We saw a fall in prices across the board of Sword and Shield arts. They all spiked to crazy prices, and then they did fall, and they did settle. But right now, this is falling, so now's a great time to pick one up. On to Brilliant Stars Trainer Gallery now. We got the Umbreon V. We saw a big boom of these evolutions from Brilliant Stars across the board. We really have. But we're looking at specific cards today. They're under 25. This was coming in pretty close at 23/24. But this card has dropped 42% in the last 3 months. That's pretty insane. Over the past year, it's still up 49%. So even though it's dropped so much, it is still up 49%. I mean, even here, look. 211% it grew, which is incredible. $50. The fact that it's now 23, such a good time. It really is a good time. Brilliant Stars, like I say, it's out of print. It's going to get tougher to get hold of. It's going to get more expensive. Beautiful card as well. It's an Umbreon, so it kind of has that added rate into it, as it were. We've got the Blissy coming in. Blissy art from Chin and Rain. Chin and Rain has a lot of arts and a lot of good ones, but some of them are pretty expensive. But this one is $24, so pretty close to that $25 price tag. We're looking here, 19%. It's gone up over the past 3 months. Very impressive. Over the past year, it's only up by 1%. Okay, not that crazy, but if we look at that bounce back though, from $16, it did go up to as high as 30, so nearly doubled in price, and it's fallen down ever so slightly. Chin and Rain, again, expensive, really tough pull rates. So this is a nice one to get for under 25. Then we're going to Battle Stars, and we've got a gold card. We've got the Houndoom. Houndoom in this set has always been a card which a lot of people loved, and a lot of people like, and I definitely do. Right, I have a Battle Stars Master Set. I think this set's fantastic. I really do. So we're looking at $17 here. This one has done very well, right? Over the past 3 months, it's gone up by 25%. Very good. Over the past year, it's still up 25%. Very, very good. You know, this is going to be a very good card. A lot of cards and Battle Stars have shifted. Obviously, we've seen the L Arts shift, but it's nice to see the gold cards as well shift. And this definitely is one of them, and one of the better ones. Then we've got the Sylveon VMAX, another trainer gallery from Brilliant Stars. We talked about Brilliant Stars with the Umbreon. We now have the Sylveon at $20. This card has dropped 20% nearly over the past 3 months. And over the past year, it's still up nearly 20%. Again, very good. Similar to the Umbreon. It may be down, but it's not out. So yeah, it did go up all the way up to $35. Nowhere near as that $50 that we saw with the Umbreon. But it has dropped below $20, which is a great pickup. I mean, I have one myself in a PSA 10. It's a beautiful card. Now you can get it for less than $20. That's a good one. And then finally today, we have the Garchomp from Astral Radiance from the Trainer Gallery. $24, really close to 25. This one is only up by 1%, but over the past year, it's still up 25, and it's come down from a really big high, right? Plus 136%. This card has done incredibly well. Yes, it has fallen a lot, right? It's gone from 136% now down to 24, so it's dropped like 110% in value. What, like in 2 to 3 months, which is just absolutely bonkers. You know, it is pretty crazy, but overall this is still going to be a good one, and Garchomp's a big fan favorite, of course, so is Cynthia, so this is definitely one to look out for. So there you have it, guys. Those are just some great cards that you can get right now for under $25, which are going to be very good to invest in. You know, these are good to add into your collection. These are good to get graded, especially some of the illustration rares that we saw from the Scarlet and Violet era. Of course, Sword and Shield, a lot of the cards had a big boom, and they're now starting to settle. So now's a really good time to get them, just in case. I mean, they will climb anyway, but whether or not they'll have a boom or not again in the future, we don't know. Sun and Moon is an interesting one to look back at and see what happened with those. But right now, you can't go wrong with picking up some good value cards for under $25. And especially a lot of these have dropped so much, it's just a really good time to get them. If you made this far into the video and you've enjoyed it, make sure to smash the like button, make sure to subscribe for more Pokemon content. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments about these cards. Do you have any of these? Are there some of these that you're willing to look at picking up? For me, absolutely. I mean, there's some brilliant ones. I still don't have that Umbreon V from Brilliant Stars. That's one I really want to get hold of, because that one's really good. And I'm actually missing the Raichu from Crown Zenith. I have the other two, but I need all 3 of the doggos. I need them. But that is it from me, guys, in today's video. If you want to watch more Pokemon content, make sure to click the video on the screen, and of course make sure to hit that subscribe button. As always, thank you so much for watching. You guys are legends, and I'll see you in the next one.